Just Comics. Welcome, fans, to Just Comics. I'm Seth.
And I'm Steve, and today we're reading Amazing Spider-Man number 248, written by Roger Stern, with art by Ron Frenz, cover by John Romita Jr. John Romita Jr. also happened to do the first part of the story, which was Thunderball, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yes, the title of this one is The Kid Who Collected Spider-Man, or as I like to call it, Grab a Box of Kleenex.
Yeah, this may be Spidey's most heartwarming story.
Some of you have probably seen clips of this on social media, but I don't know if you've ever seen the whole thing, so here it is in its entirety.
So Seth, I don't know if you realize this, but this is what was called a filler issue. So for people at home that don't know, filler issues were just basically stories that were kept in like a filing cabinet somewhere, and they were there for books that had monthly titles going. And every once in a while, the creative team on that book would just fall behind, and they need to pull out something just to fill in that gap, hence it being called filler issue.
Mm-hmm.
And this story just happens to be one of those filler issues.
Mm-hmm.
This was a story that was just a backup.
Yeah, it's actually the second part of a two-part book, and honestly, I think this is probably better than the first part.
It was. The first part was a quick, short story between Spider-Man and a character called Thunderball.
Yes, he threw around a gigantic prison ball. You know those comic ones that you see prisoners walking around with, like in old-timey TV, the gigantic ball and chains? He actually had one of those and threw it around.
Yeah, we're going to bypass that story, though, because we want to focus on...
All right, yes, Kid Who Collects Spider-Man.
So, essentially, what's going on here is there was a reporter who did a story on this kid because he had all this Spider-Man memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, J. Jonah Jameson let this reporter publish the story.
Which is, yeah.
So Spider-Man caught wind of the story, and he wanted to go ahead and see this kid who was such a big fan.
So he goes and meets him.
Yeah, climbs in through his room. The kid's all super excited. He can't believe it's Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man proves that he's Spider-Man by lifting the kid's bed.
I mean, I would have probably gone with sticking to a wall, but that works.
Yeah, that definitely works.
It's probably more fun for the kid.
Yes.
So in between the dialogue boxes, you get these clippings of the news article that Spider-Man read. And this article is what made Spider-Man want to go visit the kid.
Yes, and I would recommend actually going and reading this and reading along, and because the article is really well written and actually reads like it's an actual interview.
And it really does add to the story.
Definitely.
And I gotta say, Ron Frenz is really challenging his inner Steve Ditko here, just the way he's drawing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's drawing him way slimmer now, as opposed to the way John Romita Sr. did it, where he was more filled out and rounded.
Spider-Man does this thing that I like to call, the man behind the curtain, where he tells the kid about his days working in TV. He tells him about how he got his powers.
Yeah, it basically does a recap of his origin.
Basically, yeah. Shows him his web shooter and how it works, and makes him a swing, which I think is great.
Now, are you familiar with the origin as far as the comics go, or do you only know it from, like, movies?
I don't know. There's so many different versions of it. There's a version where he was in the crowd and Uncle Ben shot him. I've never seen this version where he went into his house and, killed him. I've never seen this home invasion version.
Okay.
So I guess probably one of the movies or the more recent stuff.
So yeah, this is the way it was in the comics. Uncle Ben and Aunt May were actually getting robbed while Peter was away by this guy, and that's how Uncle Ben got shot. I don't think the movies did a bad job or anything. Nothing has to be an exact 1-to-1 when you're translating, but this is the way it was in the books.
Mm.
So Spider-Man's beating himself up, and a little bit of meta commentary from the kid where he's actually like, geez, do you have to be so hard on yourself?
I mean, really, and that's all of us, honestly. That's, all of us are like, come on, man, don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault, really.
So the kid starts going through and showing Spider-Man more memorabilia that he's got, including some bullets that he dug out of a wall.
Yeah, which is very ingenious.
So it's getting late. It's time that the kid goes to sleep, and Spider-Man's going to leave. And then he asks Spidey a question.
Yes, he asks him, who are you, really?
So he goes back over, and he's just kind of like, look, can't tell you. It's a secret identity. It would put you in danger if you knew. And he swears he wouldn't tell anybody. And Spider-Man starts to turn around and leave, but he gets to the window.
Because he realizes the kid will keep this secret for the rest of his life.
And so he turns around and he pulls off his mask and he says, "My name is Peter Parker. I took most of the photos that go with those articles."
Which is great.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I wish we could tell J. Jonah, because that would be such a slap to his face, and he's paying you to take pictures of yourself. That's awesome." And it really is.
Yes, it is. We'll have to do the issue where J. Jonah Jameson finds out who Peter Parker is at some point.
Yes,
I
that'd be
do
great.
have that one as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Not surprised.
no.
The only weird thing about this is his eyes are closed all the time. Eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed.
Well, I mean, right there he's not. But in these ones, he is.
Okay, yeah, the second one not, but another one's yes.
It's trying to convey kind of a somber look.
I guess, but it's just weird.
But the kid ends up giving Spider-Man a hug.
No, he gives Peter Parker a hug.
True.
Yes.
So the kid gives Peter a hug. Spider-Man heads out the window, and we get a close-up of this wall outside his bedroom, and there's a plaque on the wall, and we see that it's a cancer clinic.
Yeah.
And then we get the last part of the article.
Yes. Little Tim, not Timmy, Tim has leukemia and maybe has only a couple weeks to live. And his biggest wish is to meet his hero Spider-Man. And the writer of this article hopes that Spider-Man somewhere out there reads this and fulfills his dying boy's last wish. And I'm not crying, you're crying.
You know, really, this might be Spider-Man's most heartwarming story. And I don't think I've read one like this in a long time. Because, believe it or not, even though I've owned this issue forever, I've never read it yet.
It's also why one of my most favorite charities to contribute to is Make-A-Wish Foundation, which facilitates to give dying children their last wish. And I've always found that a wonderful thing.
We know it's a short video for you guys today. We're trying to keep up with the YouTube schedule, but we both have full-time jobs on top of this channel. So we are going to put an end to this video here. Okay, but we do got to ask, guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe. YouTube needs to see engagement.
Subscribe! And subscribers, comment and like. We need likes and comments and subscribers in order to grow. Also, watch this video all the way through. Come on, give us views. Give us, length views, please.
I mean, yeah, most people kind of cut out at like a minute and a half.
Yeah, come on, guys. We're not that bad.
All right, you guys take care wherever you're at.
Yes, and maybe donate to Make-A-Wish.
See ya.
Bye.